Welcome back to the show. It's just a pleasure to have you here. So let me first start with giving you a glance into DHL eCommerce. It's very important to understand what the platform is all about, what the service is all about. So when you think about DHL eCommerce, we have to talk about DHL first, right? So DHL is basically an alternative shipping carrier that specializes in international shipping, specifically fast global delivery. So when you think about international delivery, think about DHL. When you think about domestic, think about UPS, FedEx, and other players. So the company delivers packages to 225 countries. Okay, so DHL delivers mail, documents, and parcels. So that's about DHL. What about DHL eCommerce? Now, DHL eCommerce customers can ship parcels up to 25 pounds domestically and 44 pounds internationally. So along with their regular services, DHL includes DHL Express, which provides both domestic and international services across Europe, North America, Asia, and India. So the question is, people ask questions about, is DHL faster than FedEx, UPS, or USPS? The answer is yes for international deliveries. Domestically, they can't compete, but internationally, they are kicking ass like crazy. Okay, so if you're thinking about domestic deliveries, go with FedEx, UPS, and USPS, what we call the magical trifecta. But internationally, go with DHL. And DHL is really good in terms of DHL eCommerce. They actually deliver even on Saturday and Sundays, not a problem. And when we talk about domestic DHL deliveries, they take about 2 to 8 days, while international DHL deliveries usually take about 8 to 14 days, depending on the geography you're shipping to. So when we talk about DHL eCommerce, we are talking about a service that offers domestic and international parcel delivery shipping for high volume shippers at a very affordable prices. So think about that, high volume shippers. And services are available to business customers in North America, Europe, Asia, okay, in general. So this is really good. And the most common uses for DHL Express and DHL eCommerce are for shipping temperature specific items like foods and medications, important documents to businesses, items that an individual or business needs to function daily. Now, when we talk about DHL eCommerce, over the last 2 years, they have focused on offering cost-effective shipping for online merchants. So if you have a Shopify store, if you're selling on Amazon, if you're selling on eBay, if you're selling on Etsy and whatnot, you will find DHL eCommerce very impressive. So talking about impressive, let me just quickly go through the pros and cons of DHL eCommerce so you have a clear idea whether or not this service is for you. What about the pros? You have great international shipping plans and tools. You have accurate package tracking. The platform is very easy to use. It integrates very well with popular e-commerce software, and fulfillment services are available. What about the cons? Well, low volume shippers are not qualified. So if you are low volume shippers, you wouldn't find DHL eCommerce very interesting if they accept you at all. Okay, they're not really transparent about pricing, and this is something we have seen time and again. We have analyzed more than 1,000 shipments that were processed through DHL eCommerce over the last few years, and pricing was not really transparent all the time. And they don't do no weekend shipping within the US. So those are things you need to think about. Okay, so we like DHL because they are one of the fastest, most trustworthy global shipping carriers. And DHL's e-commerce offering is a very cost-effective option for businesses that sell lightweight products in large volumes. I want to repeat that. DHL's e-commerce offering is a very cost-effective option for businesses that sell lightweight products, in other words, less than 5 pounds, in large volumes. So the items that you sell should actually weigh less, but you must sell them in volumes. It's also very easy to integrate DHL eCommerce with most e-commerce platform and shipping management software. And DHL may not be a good fit for you if basically you ship irregularly, if you have a low shipping volume, or sell very heavy items. So you got to think about, you have to look at your store and see if the items that you sell are very heavy. If they are heavy, if they are above, let's say 5 pounds, DHL eCommerce is not good for you. And so those are things you need to think about, okay? If you rarely ship outside of the United States, you want to consider a delivery service like USPS, UPS, or FedEx. DHL really kick ass overseas, but not domestically. Let me talk to you about the process that you have to follow, how the whole thing works, so you have a clear idea how DHL eCommerce works. By the way, I really want to remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about DHL eCommerce. We're giving you a review, everything you need to know about the service. So how does DHL eCommerce really work? So DHL offers services aimed at, as I just said it, high volume domestic and international shippers. So the services that they offer include pickup, delivery, and return. So basically they have a portal interface that requires no upfront cost and that is very user-friendly, very, very user-friendly. So you just have to sign up and everything is there. They have thought everything through. You will love it. So on the portal interface, you can actually pull orders from your online marketplaces. So if you sell on Etsy, you sell on Shopify, you sell on eBay, or have you, you're able to pull orders from those places automatically. You can create shipping labels. You can track your packages. You can receive email, SMS notifications about package whereabouts, which is really important because here we are speaking about lightweight products, right? Less than 5 pounds. So this is really important for you to know where those products are at all times, especially if you are shipping large volumes. And so through that portal, you can also handle returns as needed. So this is really good. So DHL eCommerce offers delivery times within 2 to 14 business days, although some deliveries may take longer depending on geographic locations. Okay, so for online businesses with high sales value, there's also a DHL fulfillment option that helps you get orders out to your customers faster. So with DHL fulfillment, you ship merchandise to a DHL fulfillment warehouse where your products are stored until a customer orders something. Then the order is picked and delivered for you. Okay, so on the DHL eCommerce plan, DHL makes domestic deliveries Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. And DHL does not typically deliver on Saturdays unless you make special arrangements and are willing to pay extra. So this is really what it is. And the DHL also observes most bank and federal holidays as well as international holidays. So you want to plan for minor delivery delays during those times. I want to talk to you now about integrations because I was just talking to you earlier that you can actually pull orders directly from your e-commerce platform without actually having to log into 2 or 3 or 4 platforms at the same time, right? So DHL eCommerce integrates very well, and we have tested every single of them with these platforms: Shopify, WooCommerce, you have Magento, you have PrestaShop, you have Adobe Commerce, you have EasyShip, you have Shippo, you have ProShip, you have EasyPost, you have ShipStation. So a lot of those are not e-commerce platforms per se, they are shipping management software. So DHL eCommerce integrates with platforms such as Stamps.com, XPS Shipping, Starship IT, ShipStore, Connect Ship, Desktop Shipper, ProShip, Best Manifesting, Descartes Ship Rush, Logistics Technology, Indicia, Malvern Systems, Navar, Unship, Ship Engine, Shipper HQ, Tplex. So if you're not really sure which platform or shipping software fits your business's needs, or why you should have shipping software in the first place, don't actually, you can contact DHL. And what they will do here is that you would not need to buy shipping to actually subscribe to shipping software. You can just ask them to do the whole thing, to do the fulfillment, to actually also, because they have a team of programmers who can help you with those sort of logistical issues. Not a problem. Again, you will have to pay extra, but the service is there. DHL has internally a consulting team that handles that actually helps their e-commerce capabilities to make sure that customers who need help are provided the appropriate level of help in due time. I want to talk to you about the audience. But I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. Boss, I'm having a conversation with you about DHL eCommerce. This is a review, so you have a clear idea about the service. So basically everything you need to know, okay? So who is the audience here? Who is really the audience? Now, who can use DHL shipping? To use DHL eCommerce, you must actively ship 200 pieces daily. In other words, 1,000 pieces weekly. And each DHL service pickup should total at least $200 in charges. In other words, they're trying to actually have a minimum revenue level, which makes sense. It makes sense. They have to survive. This is something you need to think about. And one thing I want to say here is that just be sure that you are willing to wait for it 2 to 14 days, and in some cases, depending on the geography, up to 20 days. Okay. And once your shipment arrives in its destination's country, it will probably be delivered by that country's local postal service. So this helps cut down delivery times, since your packages bypass fulfillment, distribution center drop-offs and pickups. And with DHL eCommerce, domestic delivery times take 1 to 8 days. But we have said before, if you are trying to really deliver domestically, go with FedEx, UPS, or USPS. They're faster, they're better, they kick more ass domestically. And one thing you need to really understand here is that you have other important DHL features and options here. So basically, you have a lot of stuff about the weight, the requirements. You have the ability to calculate the chargeable weight, fuel surcharges, information on what DHL will and will not ship. Okay, you can also view information about shipment insurance, which is available through UPIC insurance services, and you can insure up to $100 per package, and additional coverage is available also. And so DHL web portal helps you manage a lot of things. You can manage your shipments. You can actually view shipment data and reports. Okay, you can print labels. You can create tracking numbers. You can batch upload feature. You have the batch upload feature. You have access to invoice and shipment rates. You have delivery performance rates. You can see those. You have advanced warning reports. You have package delay reports, so you have a clear idea what's happening with your packages. You can schedule pickups and create bills of lading. You can create and track return labels. So you have a constellation of services and options and capabilities you have through the DHL web portal. I want to talk to you about a few tools that will be very important for you if you choose to buy or to subscribe or to use DHL eCommerce service. And when we talk about those tools, the thing is that DHL eCommerce is very evolving, is an evolving service, right? But as of today, as of the date of this show, they'll let you manage a lot of things, especially in helping you take advantage of a few valuable shipping tools and services. So as an online seller, you have 3 types of tools that you can access if you go with DHL eCommerce. So you have international shipping offerings, you have affordable cross-border shipping and returns, you can choose your service level and features, you have duty and tax calculator, B2C single customers clearance entry, You have a start to finish delivery and returns, which is really good, which is really great because you have visibility across the value chain. You know exactly what's happening when it is happening. That's just wonderful. You have a network of package, drop-off, and pickup locations. You have global B2C and B2B fulfillment network. You also have domestic delivery offerings. You can connect to domestic delivery networks for faster shipping. You have cash on delivery, COD option, deliver to a pickup location to a customer's door, on an authorized neighbor's home, or to a guarded location. You have 6 delivery days per week, and you have green delivery options. They also have e-commerce features that you will really love. For example, you have integrations options via API, web portal, e-commerce platforms such as Shopify, WooCommerce, and Magento. You can take payments via digital wallets such as PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Amazon Pay, and Alipay. You can automatically generate single or bulk tracking numbers. You can email, or you have email SMS package tracking options. And you have, as a customer, you can manage package delivery through your own DHL customer portal. Right? The same can be done with your end customers. Okay, you can automatically create shipping and return labels, and you have the option to offer customers additional services such as shipping insurance. So what is my point here? You have a very complete service with DHL eCommerce. When you look at the constellation of tools and the capabilities, you have a complete service. I want to finish today's conversation by talking about the shipping rates, because this is something that's very important. If your goal is to save money, because you'll be actually shipping in volumes, right? So you want to save money, and DHL breaks down perfectly services into 2 main categories. So they have international and domestic. So your shipping rate, should you qualify for DHL eCommerce shipping, will depend on many variables such as volume, size of packages, distance shipped, and speed of shipping. International shipping typically comes with more fees than domestic shipping. Obviously, this makes sense. And to get a concrete shipping rate, you need to submit a quote request, talk to a DHL rep, and verify your high volume seller status. And so this is really important. And the thing is, you have to actually, I want to show you right now. There are some international shipping offer services that you have different rates actually. Whether you were talking about DHL Packet International, DHL Parcel International Standard, or DHL Parcel International Direct. So the shipping rates will depend on things like maximum weight, maximum dimension, end-to-end tracking, transit tracking, duty and taxes paid by, shipping value protection, and the girth. So this is really important. And one thing I want to say also is that you got to think about also domestic shipping. So when we talk about domestic shipping, there are some criteria that also play an important role. Things like the maximum weight, the maximum dimensions, transit days, expedited maximum. Okay, you have transit days expedited. You have transit days ground. You have end-to-end tracking, and you have shipment value protection. So those are things that really matter when it comes to evaluating the importance of your shipment. One thing I want to say here is that you have to really constantly follow up to make sure that you are comfortable with the rates that DHL is offering you, even before embarking on anything. This is important. Before you embark on anything, just make sure that you double check that you are comfortable with the rate that you are offered before doing anything. And one thing I want to say here is that if you are a large volume shipper, make sure that you get a customer representative. So basically, you want DHL to assign a customer to you, so that you only speak with one person, so this is important, okay? Thank you so much for your attention. So what is our final verdict on DHL eCommerce? Well, if you regularly ship high volumes of lightweight products, both domestically and internationally, DHL eCommerce may be the way to go. However, as you consider DHL, keep in mind that UPS and FedEx also offer start to finish domestic and international platforms. This is important, and so no matter what, you will need to contact DHL to get a quote for your business's shipping needs, so you know exactly which one that you need. So this is really important. So to recap to this conversation, I give you a glance into a DHL eCommerce. I talked about the pros and cons, the process, the integrations, the audience, the tools, and the shipping rate. Thank you so much. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.